Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Good morning, good Sunday morning to everyone. Hopefully the sound's good. If you guys could give me a heads up on the sound, that'd be awesome. Um, well, how's everybody doing today? I know nobody can answer, but go ahead and answer anyway. I'll feel it in the universe. I'm excited about this morning. Make sure we're live and going well. Can somebody give me a heads up on the comments, please? No place. PJ, can you guys hear me? John, LaFond, good morning to everyone. Godell, Gavin, Nick, Kish. Hey, you guys showing up every Sunday morning. That's very, very cool. I think it's really interesting also that there are, if you go on Spaces right now, on X, you'll see a lot of churches popping up. I think this is so exciting that we have other people, building their churches. You got Brock's running a Twitter space called Twitter Church Service. How is Trump doing? Jay Hans is doing a Sunday morning chat. Like, this is beautiful, man. This is really, really cool. So we're all coming together, right? We're all starting to team up. That's awesome. Big week. We've had a big week. Lots of news. Lots of drama. It seems like we live in a world of drama. I think that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, actually, because there's so much noise in the world right now. For me, it's very, very important for me to figure out how to, keep my head on straight. Because I can get lost, man. I can get lost easy. Now, listen. Last week, I got I got a number of people reaching out, worried about me, or I don't know. There were people like, "Hey, man, it's okay. It's okay." Look, guys, the truth is, life is difficult sometimes, and if you're really challenged with life right now, would encourage you all to get a book called "The Path." The Road Less Traveled by a guy named Peck. Okay, The Road Less Traveled. One of the opening lines, this guy became a psychiatrist, and fascinating story, this cat story. But the opening lines of the book, I think I have it here somewhere, and it basically says, life is difficult. Life is very difficult. And it is in that difficulty that I learn the most about myself. I know you're sitting here going like, hey, I don't want any more difficulty. It's already hard enough. I got it. But I got it. It's difficult. But it's difficult for everyone. So what we're going to talk about today is we've been doing a bunch of I ams, right? I am great. I am a great leader. I'm a great teacher. I'm a great Sunday morning host. I'm a great father. I'm a good father. I'm a good man, right? So you're doing all these I ams. And when you do the I am, you begin attracting lots of positive energy. The problem is when you start doing I am, you also have all this gravity around you that you've created for your whole life. Okay, and what I mean by gravity, I mean mommy, daddy, everything mommy and daddy believed in that may or may not be true. May or may not be true. Many of the things I grew up listening to from my family was maybe codified for them. Maybe it was real for them at the time. Maybe it was a survival mechanism. Maybe they had learned something through their parents from the early 1900s. And maybe it served them, but 40, 50 years later, you have to start looking at, hey, am I being held down by thoughts and mental images and mental constructs that create this downward spiral for me where I can't get out of my own gravity? Um, this is a very, very, like you can do the I ams all you want, but if you don't change the things around you, it would be a little bit like throwing a bunch of fertilizer on in the garden. You also throw some gasoline in there, and then you throw some water on top of it, and you're expecting a plant to grow. The only way a plant's going to grow for me is if I go out there, till the grass, get rid of all the weeds, all the grass, all the structure that brought whatever it was doing there. Remember, I'm planting a new garden, and that garden needs to be tilled out. It needs to be cleaned. It needs to be eradicated of anything that's going to prohibit the growth and sustainability of those plants. You would never think about starting a garden by throwing a bunch of shit, a bunch of fertilizer and cow poo, fertilizer, thoughts, ideas, your toll, your wealth, your work. Why would you get right out of high school or college, you think you know everything, you know nothing. Otherwise, you'd be more secure in your own being, like you would be walking around really comfortable. You'd be holding Sunday masses going, hey, look at what I've learned. I know how to have a successful life. So you're doing the I ams. You're literally starting to wake up. Okay, you're waking up. When you start doing I ams, you are waking up and you're deciding that you're going to create your own future. Just as if I was going to go out and create a garden outside, I cannot leave that garden untouched. I have to spend some time resetting the baseline. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today, and again, I hope you guys can hear me okay. What we're going to talk about today is resetting the baseline. Okay, so if you guys have anyone in your life, anyone at all in your life that is not in the greatest level of prosperity they can be in, if they're not leading the best life they have to live, invite them to this room. Okay, invite them to the recording, invite them to the room, and let's talk about, now that we've had 21 or 22 weeks of you guys doing I am. Now, are you doing them? Are you doing the I ams? Okay, it doesn't take much. You wake up in the morning, I am Gary. I am the only Gary. I am Gary Cardone. Gary Cardone is a great teacher. Gary Cardone is wealthy. Gary Cardone is a great leader. Gary Cardone is rich in resources, capacity. Gary has massive amounts of energy. Gary is passionate. Gary is exciting. Gary is involved in projects that he is deeply, deeply, deeply passionate about. See, I keep giving all these, like, I am. Okay, so you did that in the morning. Then at night, hey, I am. I am sleeping well. I am rested. I am ready. I am a beast. I am an animal. I'm a megalodon. Whatever, man. Just really get into I am. Now, this is the hard part. This is the part where most people fail. First off, 40, 50, 60% of the people are just going to not do it, which is really sad. Okay? It's really sad that you're not going to do this. This requires very little energy, very little. It's not like you need money to do this. Okay? You literally need a piece of paper, and I'll send you a piece of paper. Okay? If you can't afford a piece of paper, I am, dude. It's so simple. You just write down, I am. Okay? Now what? Okay. You have a book. You have a book. Okay. Get serious about this, guys. Go buy yourself a book on a Sunday. Get out in a bookstore. Go buy a little notepad, something that's beautiful, that's got your colors on it. And you write, this is my I am book, dude. Now, we got the I am spark going. Knoxville says, I am is the spark. It is most certainly the fuse that starts this domino effect. Okay, it's going to create a domino effect. We got Stadl Manuel watching from Germany. Thank you guys. I love you guys in Europe watching this. Thank you so much for being here. I like that I'm doing this in the morning actually, so the Europeans can join. I've been wanting to do something. Excuse me. I've been wanting to do something that brought the Europeans in, and we do so many of these at late in the evening. So really glad to have you here, and you guys just retweet the repost it, do whatever you need to do. But so the trick here, you do the I ams. The I ams alone. One of the reasons I've taken 20 some odd weeks to do this is the I ams. This is not something that many people have ever been told to do. Like very few people. Like I would say in the small percentages, single digit percentages that anyone's ever really just, I mean, I am convinced that I could run a school and I would literally run the school. This would be the core. This would be a mandatory core course that someone would have to take as soon as they entered school, and they would have to do it all the way through. I mean, every year they have an I am course, man. We would be such a powerful humanity, a powerful organism. Imagine if all of us was doing I am. I am a great leader. So, what's stage 2? I've been sitting here talking about, hey, stage 1's cool. I am. It's really hard. You got to learn how to flex this muscle. You got to exercise it. You're not going to learn who you are if you don't learn who you are. Look, this is not complicated, guys. You're not going to learn who you are if you don't learn who you are. You have to take some effort here to say, do I want to walk through life basically like this, right? I mean, it's your hands, dude. Your hands are over your eyes. Like, all I have to do is go, I am willing to see the truth. Where do I fit in this universe? So if we go back to the family, like all these constructs we're holding on to, mom, dad, my twin brother, my older brother. Ooh, my older brother died when I was 20. He was 25. My dad died when I was 9. Ooh, does death now have this hold on me? Do I think about living and dying like differently? Now, for me, the death of my father was pretty cool. And by that, I mean, it really made me think. It really made me understand that there is zero guarantees on this life of what's going to happen today, right this second. So that kind of woke me up, but I've had an attention on death, probably more than others because of that event. The point I'm trying to make is that at 9 years old, 10, 11, 12, 15, 20, 25, 30, if you've been through this, you know that you change. You start learning. You're not changing, really. I haven't changed. I've learned more and more and more about myself as I go through these various life experiences. And these life experiences are dictated. Yeah, they're dictated by all the constructs I have in my mind. I am. Now, let's remember, okay, every time I do an I am a great leader. Let's say that. There's about 30,000 of them in the background going, no, you're not. You're dick. You're white trash. Like if I went through the stuff that goes on in my head, right? Like, why are you doing this? There will be somebody on Wall Street watching you right now going, what's he doing, dude? Like who asked him to do a church setting? I have all these thoughts. Okay, you guys think I'm Mr. Positive, but I'm telling you, there is so many negative thoughts attacking every time I put down some fertilizer to grow something. I am being attacked internally and externally. The reason I bring this up, the reason I bring this up is because doing I am is not enough. You have to also start looking at the environment around you. If I went to work, if I went to work for a professional baseball team tomorrow, should I hang around those baseball professionals or should I hang around my Wall Street buddies? If I'm going to go and become a professional baseball player, should I go and hang out with the basketball guys or should I hang out with the baseball players? If I'm going to become a great baseball player, should I hang out with my family that only knew me as a broken little kid when I was 10 because I had a surgery? Or should I start looking at maybe changing my environment? So this is the big deal. This is a big, big deal. Very few people, the very few that do I am, even fewer than that will take this next step. And the next step is cleaning up your neighborhood. You cannot possibly, a man used to tell me, he said, you go to a whorehouse or a dance hall long enough, over and over and over and over, sooner or later, you're going to get laid, right? Sooner or later, you're going to participate in that environment. I must manage those around me. Okay. If you think you're going to move from this stage of your life to this stage of your life and bring all your buddies with you and bring your family with you and keep going, you are not going to escape the gravity of 12 friends who have already formed their view of you. Most of them have their own I am issues. So let's just pretend like you have 12 friends. I've never had 12 friends, but let's say that you have 12 friends and they're all very important to you. 3 or 4 of them, a third of them came from your elementary background. A third of them came from your 20s and a third of them came from your business life in your 30s. Pick a number. You let me know which 12 of those people are able to not have any negative, any hesitation, any doubts, any trepidation, any jealousy over I got 12 friends. Hey, Gary's going to start a church. Gary's going to be a billionaire. He's going to start a church. He's going to be a monster Bitcoin player. He's going to make more money than he made in the prior 30 years combined, and he's going to help people learn how to do it. Like, oh, by the way, I am never going to be a slave to anything or anyone. I'm going to have ultimate freedom. That's all I'm interested in is freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. It does not mean that I don't have responsibility. I think having freedom and responsibility, they are paradoxes of each other. They're a bizarre, irony that you cannot be free without discipline, and you cannot be disciplined without like having to work your ass off, and you can't be free without the discipline and the accountability and the responsibility. Can't do it. About every 7 years of my life, and I literally mean this, okay? Every 7 to 10 years, I have now lived long enough to understand there's a cycle. And this cycle, it's like I'm a season. It's like I'm fall, or in my case, I'm spring. I go through these cycles. Some of them are really rich. Some of them are more challenging. No one told me that. No one told me I was going to go through cycles of really, really easy, good times, and then, ooh, this is really, really hard. So what do I have to do when I'm doing the I am? I must begin looking at those people around me and those environments around me that do or do not support who I am. Dude, there's only one of you. There's only one big chief energy. There's only one Crad Cutter. I can't tell you who you are. There's only one Jessica Kirsch. You are the one struggling with knowing who you are, and is the very people around you. I'm trying to come up with so here's a box. And this box has, this box is empty, actually. This box is empty. I'm going to place Gary Cardone. Gary Cardone is in this box now. Creative, has a life. I've got a life of pencil. Now, if I clutter my little world up, if I clutter my world up with a bunch of friends here, okay, now I got an eraser in here. I got some pencil leads that want to be used. I want a pen. There's a pen here that wants to be used. Look, these guys are all fighting for each other. Okay, they all came with their parents. This is Bob, Mary, Sally, and Tom. They came with their parents, their perspective, their deaths, their lives, their wins, their losses. And then I show up and I go, dude, I'm willing to be just this. Okay. I want to discover in its entirety what's in this bloody box of mine. You're the box. You are the box. Okay. I do not believe it's just a little pencil in there. You're the box. Now, if I slam a bunch of shit in here, I am going to forget and not know who I am. Furthermore, I'm going to have people, when I go, hey, I'm going to be an awesome, I am a great leader. And they go, yeah, you are most of the time. Or, well, Jerry Springer, he had that. Or they start talking about someone else. You see what I'm talking about is I have to get the soil around me retilled. If you're going to be a winner, you have to look at the foundation that you are putting your feet in, your mind in, your soul. Your very existence as an entity. Do you know where it came from? Okay, you imagine yourself as a program, as a software package. Imagine that in the last 10, 15 years, you have never, ever cleaned up your software operating system. You've literally, since, let's say the average age here is 33. For 33 years, you have never taken your computer program, and said, hey, I need to get rid of some software. I need to get rid of some code that's been here for 20 years. It just doesn't even, it's wrong. Okay. Every 7 years, I do an inventory and look through my friends. I look through all my friends and all my environments, all the things I do, the stuff I read, the stuff I watch, whatever I plug my face into, I start inventorying that and asking myself, do these people and does this environment and does the way I am living every day, does it support, does it encourage, and does it aid me in my desire to be prosperous and extremely responsible and valuable to this planet? Does me hanging around with anyone, okay, anyone, I'm talking wives, husbands, boyfriends, friends, childhood friends, mommy, daddy, uncle, aunt, grandpa, grandma, boss, company, mentor. You guys that keep mentors for your whole life, I don't really get that. You should be changing your mentors. To me, every 5 to 6 years, man, if you're not like making massive evolution. How could you possibly stay with the same baseball coach since you were 8 years old? Of course, you're not going to stay with the same baseball coach. You're going to go get a better coach, man. Okay, so if I'm not constantly looking at, hey, how do I upgrade? How do I upgrade? The only way for me to upgrade, like the real upgrade, is okay. The easiest way to upgrade, like maybe I'm just lazy, okay, but my laziness has made me smart. Would it be easier for me to add a bunch of stuff to Gary, or would it be much easier for me to first look at what is making up Gary? Okay, here's the box. Here's me. Okay, now this is a big, like this box doesn't really, like this box will be expandable. If I'm the box, I'm not really, I am the box. I'm everything in this, okay? I'm actually everything in it and everything out. I'm holding it, okay? This is my dream. This is who Gary wants to be, okay? Notice it's empty. It's got a pencil in it. I get to fill it up, man. I get to fill this up with all my dreams, all my wishes. However, if it has all this stuff on it, this is my life. I'm trying to live my life. Hey, let's go. Like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, right? So what do I have to do? I have to look at Mikey, who was my buddy when I was 8 years old. Mikey has no, like, Mikey doesn't, he's not in my universe anymore. Not even close. Mikey's got his own problems, right? Mikey has his own problems. Sorry, I'm having a little problem with so right. So I have to look at some of these people and say, look, my brother and I would not see Grant for 3 or 4 years. Okay, Grant wasn't part of my world, man. Like it was the energy players that was part of my world. So I just threw myself in there. I got mentors, I read, I studied, and I really surrounded myself with those people. Now, there came a time 6 or 7 years later, I'm like, hey, it's time for me to get out of here, man. I've got to elevate my game up. When you make a move, it just dawned on me. Maybe the reason people don't make these moves is they don't want to be successful. But like, I mean, if you think about this, there is nothing other than change on this planet. You're totally different than you were yesterday. 7 years ago, there was not one cell in your body that is there right now. Not one cell. Every 7 years, completely different entity. If that's true, then I have one or two choices in this life. I either upgrade or I downgrade. Guys, this is not that complicated. I'm either getting better or I'm getting worse. I'm either improving or I'm not. I didn't make this world up, okay? We're all here. I didn't make these rules up. But for you to sit there and go, wow, I don't actually want to do any work, good, then you're going to do work being downgraded. I don't feel sorry for you. I feel sorry that you don't have, I feel sorry you don't have enough upset and dissonance in your life that you go, fuck this, dude. I'm out of here. I'm going to change something. The reason you're not is because the people around you and the thoughts you have in your mind are literally pulling you down. It is the gravity you have. And this is so important, okay? Like, look around. So this is what I do. I go through these stages in my life where I'm totally cool. I'm not doing any work. Life is great. And then I hit a wall and I go, like every 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I hit this wall and I have a learning opportunity. I have a growing opportunity. None of these are fun. Sorry, okay? I have no fun going out in the garden going, whoa, man, 5 hours of tilling the soil, cleaning it up, ripping the weeds out, spraying it down. Now, so, oh my God, not only did I clean it, I have to now invest new time and money into new fertilizer, new soil. I buy some seeds, I buy a tree, whatever. I then have to make a commitment to take care of that garden. I have to water it, continue to fertilize it, and continue to take the weeds out of it. It is not a once in a lifetime event. It is not a one in a lifetime event. And I can do whatever I think I can do to like surround and isolate that garden and keep it from getting any weeds. But you know, and I know that's just not practical. It's not happening. Okay. It is most certainly going to require attention and muscle and investment. If you're not investing in yourself, you're investing in your downgrade. If you're not investing in yourself, you're investing in your downgrade. It will be impossible for you to be supportive of me and my ambition if you're locked down in your own belief system that it's too big for you. Too big for you. You don't deserve it. You can't get there. If you don't extract, eviscerate, and remove all the negative influence from your life, there you can listen to this church 8,000 times, recording. You can stick it up your butt. You can take a colonic. You can do whatever you want to do. It's not going to change because you are infested with weeds and poor thought. In fact, poor people. Poor people. You see, the truth is, if people aren't constantly upgrading, at some point, they probably become a liability to me. They become a liability to my upgrading, my desire to be bigger, better, my desire to be like I just want to be as valuable of a human being as possible, right? Isn't that what we should be doing? Is there any greater award or reward for me than to be valuable to humanity, to not care what's in my bank account, but care what kind of human being I am? Now, when you're hungry and you don't have a job, it's hard to think about how good of a human being you're being, right? When I'm fucked up, I'm just fucked up. And I hate to use that language. Well, I don't hate to use the language. It's the best language to use, okay? If you're 22 years old and you're leaving dad or mom or both, or you're 18, like my daughter's getting ready to leave, this is when your journey starts, man. Okay, my children are gonna, they're gonna have to form their own viewpoints on life, and they're gonna have to be willing to like get rid of what they think dad knew and what mom knew and what their teachers know, which by the way is very little. I mean, I know very little about what my children should do with their life. It is their life. It's not my life. Like I would never, ever ask my child to go in and do my business with me or run my business. It's not her dream, man. Even if I had a tremendous amount of money, why would I give her a job and go, hey, you need to handle $1 billion? It's not her deal. Maybe she wants to be an artist, man. Maybe she wants to be a writer. I need to let her decide that. And I don't need to jam my deal onto her deal. Okay, so she needs to exclude me from her life for a while. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to make a list right now. You guys should be carrying your books with you if you're not driving. But I want you to put on your list all the people that are in your life. It doesn't matter, if they're good or bad, positive, negative, rich, poor, criminal, non-criminal. I want you to write down a list of it. Everybody in your life, okay? Mia, Allie, uh, my partners in business, okay, whoever that is, I want you to start listing mom, dad, grandpa, uncle, aunt, whoever. And then you're going to have to make a list of, hey, of these people on this list, if you went to these people on this list and you said, hey, I am a great leader, I am a boss businessman, I'm one of the biggest crypto holders in the world, I'm renowned for blah, blah, wrote 18 books, whatever your goals are. If you list down those people and say, how many of those people can experience your goal? Meaning, how many of those will have no doubt about you being able to accomplish what you're saying? How many of those people? Have you ever gone to anyone, let's say you jump out of an airplane. For instance, I jumped out of an airplane when I was 26 years old, paid somebody extra to let me jump solo. Two guys flew next to me. My entire experience as a human being changed within 2 hours. My career, I don't think my career exploded the next day, but my mind exploded. Okay, I was like, whoa, dude, I just let go from an airplane at 30,000 feet, 20,000 feet, whatever it was. That required a tremendous amount of faith. A tremendous amount. By the way, you don't jump out of an airplane, you let go. You do not jump. Most certainly, you don't jump the first time. So you see where I'm going? Let go, man. I got to let go. I've got to find out who I am. For the first 20, 25 years of my life, I'm holding on so tight because I'm scared to fall off the edge of the planet. I have no idea who I am. I'm just making it up as I go. I'm looking around my friends going, well, I don't feel like him. I'm not a sports guy. I'm not this guy. I'm not that guy. So literally I've discovered myself for the first 25 years judging against other people. Like I'm not even using my own ruler, my own measuring stick. I'm literally measuring it against what other people look like. And by the way, at 18, they don't look so good. And most certainly they're going to look different in 10 years. They're goofy. They're not full. Their mental capacity is not even fully formed. Their emotional basis isn't formed. And they, like me, are making the shit up as they go. I mean, like making it up as they go, no clue, and convincing themselves they know what the hell is going on. This is human beings. I do not have one friend active in my life from the age of 25 or earlier. Not one. I haven't had one friend active in my life since the age of 25, except for my twin brother, and our interactions are very, very, very limited. Contrary to what most people think, our interactions, like we're very different people. It would be very, very weird for me to go hang out with a bunch of real estate people. Right? I mean, it's just not my world. It would be very weird for me to go to a bunch of motivational rooms or conventions where there's motivation. It's just not my deal. It doesn't make Grant's deal any less, but it's not my deal, right? I mean, if I went to my brother and he told me what he was going to do, I mean, if anything, I'll probably tell him he can do more, which is kind of interesting. But that's really unusual, man. Most people, if you notice, struggle with other people doing really, really well around. Most people struggle with other people doing really, really, really well around. Okay, so I make a list of all the people in the groups that I'm involved with, and I ask myself one question: are they helping me, or are they dragging me, Are they helping me with my I am becoming exactly who I am, like as big as possible, without um, any degradation, without any discounting? Like, are people, you know, holding me back, or are they helping me become? If you go to your mom and say, "Mom, I'm going to be really, really powerful and rich and famous and whatever," um, and then your mom says to you, "Well, just make sure you're happy, honey." Uh, that's not what I need to hear. That's not what I need to hear. I need to hear, "Follow your dreams, son. You're the only one that knows what your dreams are. Follow them. Keep following them. Make sure make sure you don't leave one little dream out of your box, man. Okay? Only put in this box in your life what you want, really. These are friends. Hey, these friends do not have to be here forever. I have a friend named Mona, and Mona's a beautiful woman, by the way. Probably 20, 25 years younger than me. Went on a couple of dates with her. Lovely, lovely lady. And we were both looking at each other going, "Hey, what do we want to do with each other?" And she'll know who she is when I mention her. And I don't know, about 4 or 5 months ago, we were having lunch one day, and she said, "I'm thinking about, uh, I think I need to just go travel the world. And like, this world now affords me an opportunity to travel all over the world and be in business." Like, she's does webinars and stuff on the internet. And my 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 uh, my selfishness my selfishness was, "Oh no, I don't want her to go away, dude. I don't want her to go to Italy and then Rome and then Spain and then Croatia and then travel all over the world, Japan, end up all over the place." First off, what a cool life that sounds like. Secondly, I'm sitting there going, "Hey, I just want to, like, I, now I want this chick to come stay at my house and just hang here and not do anything that she wants to do." Right? My response to her was, "Dude, you should go do that, dude. Go travel, see the world." My little wants and needs with her, it would have been so distracting to her. It would have been wrong, man. Wrong. Okay. It would have been wrong for me to try to do that to her. Okay. That would have been really easy. "Hey, Mona, like, I have a good life, dude. We can get on a private jet and go to Italy tomorrow." And then just stop her up, like, block her. Um, I'm really proud of her. I'm really proud. Now, I didn't get involved. I'm really proud that she's following what she wants to do. Is it scary for her? Probably is, man. Is it inconvenient? Maybe. Maybe it's probably more inconvenient than her hanging out here. Like, this is a pretty cool little place here. But she would be really, really unhappy over a long period of time. So you have to, like, look, if you think, let's pretend like you're P. Diddy. You're Diddy and you're in jail right now. There is no way Diddy improves his situation until he gets out of that situation. I think most people are in prison, just like Diddy is. In prison, won't tell their family to fuck off, won't say stop to their friends, "Hey, you're impeding on my betterment." And the truth is, you don't even need to tell any of these people anything. You have no requirement to tell them anything. Okay, I didn't make a deal with Bobby Broussard because I went to school at Pre-Ann Lake High School, or whatever school that was, to be friends with him for the rest of his life. You show me a family, or you show me a kid or an adult who has 3 of their best friends from elementary school and they're still hanging out with each other. I'm going to show you somebody that has not improved their life very much. Do you know anybody that just hangs out with the kids they grew up from, and they're doing big things in the world? This is why I maintain people should leave their environment as soon as they possibly can, somewhere between 16 and after 16 years old. You leave the little town you grew up in, the school, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, the clubs, the Burger King, the hardware store that you thought you were going to work at, or your dad's hardware store that you thought you were going to run, or whatever. Leave, man. Leave and find out who you are. Because the people that you grew up with, if that is the next 60 or 70 years of your life, do you really want to do that? 60 or 70 years of your life living in Michigan, never seeing the rest of the world, living in Lake Charles, Louisiana? It was too small of a place for me. I needed to go out in the world and learn who I was, okay, and get around other people. I didn't know there wasn't anybody other than Bobby Broussard, Mike Lejeune, and Grant Cardone, and Dixie Durbin, and all, my little girlfriends, Karen Robinson, okay, Dee Dee Lester. I mean, these girls, I still remember these girls. They were so important to me when I was 18, 17, 20. I had so much fun with them. But you don't stay 18 or 19 or 20, man. Here I am now, 60, almost 67 years old. I didn't know that, I was going to be on a TV screen one day, 40 years later, going, hey, this has been my life. This is how I've lived. And I had to learn all this stuff. I had to learn to get rid of people around me. I'm actually now brutal about it. Okay. I mean, not brutal. I'm not a mean human being in any stretch of the imagination, unless you start messing with me. And then I can get I'm not the guy you want to become a enemy of. Just because I'll fight. I mean, the truth is I'll go beyond and above for principles. I just will. I've had 2 lawsuits in my whole life, and both went on a long, long time. I didn't start either one of them, and I will finish them all. So this is called disconnect. Okay, this is called me doing an inventory and looking at people and going, I don't really think they're helping me now. I don't think they're necessarily trying to hurt me consciously. But the question is, are they aiding me in what's already difficult? What's already difficult is, one, defining who I am. It's hard, man, because it's not a fixed answer. It's an evolving answer. I am. The more I do I am, the bigger I get, man. I realize that, wow, I am much bigger. I am a spiritual, massive, universal spiritual entity. Like what happens if I get to a point where I'm so convinced I am a spiritual entity, a pure, perfect soul, that I actually start to really dude, I am that. I am me, without any kind of other noise. Now, this is really, really powerful, okay? Because if you can't feel that, you should sense, whoa, this cat's serious. I am a monster spiritual entity. I have power that I'm scared of it. Okay. I know I'm scared of it because I'm scared to actually express it, but I know most certainly you're feeling it right now. You're dude, imagine if everyone was dude, I am so in here. Okay. I believe I am absolutely an energy source that cannot be squashed. It can be muted. It can be not amplified. I can take my little guitar and not hook it into a big amplifier, or I could jack it into a bunch of amps, make it loud, scream from the top of the mountaintops, "Hey, I'm a great guitar player," or no one's going to know who you are if you don't tell anyone. No one's going to know who you are if you're not coming out of the closet. And no one's going to know who you really are, including yourself, if you still believe what your mom believes about you, or your dad, or your aunt, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend. By the way, your boyfriend and girlfriends, guys, this is really dangerous territory. Okay. Girlfriend, boyfriend. Boyfriend is Gary Cardone. Gary Cardone, we all know Gary Cardone. For his whole life, he's going to try to upgrade. I'm going to go through my cycle, my dips. I'm going to have divorces. I'm going to get sick. I'm going to have, challenges in business, blah, blah, blah. The question is, can I keep doing this? All I'm interested in is going up to the right, dude. I just need to keep improving. You see that painting? Not a great painting. Better than the first one I did. Okay. It is better than the first one I did. I'm improving, man. That's all I have to do is just keep improving. Improving comes from action. By the way, that doesn't get done if I have a bunch of friends. That is a 3 by 4 foot painting. Okay, that does not get done if I'm hanging out with a bunch of girls having, just partying. And I've done that. Okay, like it would be cool to have a date tonight. Okay, it would be cool to sleep with somebody, to hang out for a couple of days, to have a few drinks and chill. Problem is, it's going to ruin Wednesday and Thursday for me. It's probably not going anywhere. And it's not like we're sitting down going, "Hey, what is your goal?" Okay, like we just come together and why am I saying all this? I'm saying it because your ability to dream is miraculous. Your ability to envisage and create your own world. Well, in fact, you cannot show me a story where great success hasn't been made just through thinking and acting, thinking and acting, thinking and acting, thinking and acting. So I need you to make the list of the people that are creating problems for you in your life. I need you to make a list of the people that are in your life, all 2,500 of you guys, who hey man, they're actually, they can't experience me properly. They're either literally not wanting you to do better, which by the way will be almost everyone in your social circle, business circle. When you start taking off, wait for the hate, dude. If you take off the way I take off, which is, oh, I'm leaving that industry and I'm going to go in that industry and I'm going to compete, people really freak out. Okay. I mean, they really freak out. When I joined Dynegy back when I was 26 or 27, I left a really big oil company, and 20 years, all those oil guys that were working at the big companies are like, "Hey, when are you going to go back into the oil world? Because you're going to lose you're not going to make any money. You're going to be lost." All those people are still working, man. I've been in 4 industries since then. They didn't want me to leave. They didn't want me to go. They most certainly didn't want me to leave and be successful. Why? Because it challenges their own reticence to change. Like, it's not normal to want to change all the time. It is normal. I got it, to slow down and to want to take it easy. But if you look around at people that have done exceptionally well, people that you admire, you have to be willing to do some of the things they have done, if not all the things they've done. And it doesn't even mean you're going to be happy, but you have tools right here. I am giving you tools here. I'm telling you there is nothing else for you to read, do, or need to do if you follow I am. There is no one on this planet that can tell you who you are other than yourself. No one's gonna figure it out for you. No one. Your girlfriend's not gonna figure it out. Your mom's not gonna figure it out. Your boyfriend's not gonna figure it out. Okay, you're the only one that's going to figure it out. And there's so much stopping you, and it is not you. It is those around you. You have to look at your garden, dude. Okay, so make a list, and that list is put me on the list. Gary Cardone is in the positive list. I want the best for you. I probably want more for you than you want. So you can stick me on the list. All the other people on this list, I want to know, are they positive or are they actually negative? Are they helping you or are they not helping you? It's not that they're negative. Are they helping you in your mission, goal, and ambitions in life? If they're not, stop spending time with them. Now, why is that important? Because if you're spending time with people that can't really support where you're headed, you don't have any more time. You have 8,760 hours a year to make a difference. You sleep about 30% of those. So we have 6,000 hours a year to improve our position, improve our condition. If I'm hanging out 2 hours a week with my mother, who is just by definition negative, her whole persona is don't risk, don't try. Oh my God, inflation is really difficult. The world is hard. Trump is a crazy man. All this, I don't need to hear that, dude. I don't need to hear any of that. I need to hear Gary Cardone is a beast under all and any circumstances. I survive in nuclear war. I survive in prosperity. In fact, I do more than survive. I am at the very top of the food chain of prosperity. I'm enjoying every event. I love volatility. Okay. I love adapting. I like it when people can't move quickly. I need to know where my environment is. Like, am I the guy that's like can pick up the gun and go shoot? Or am I the guy that when the bullets start flying, I get really nervous? I need to know who's on my team, dude. If I'm going into war and I know a guy, like I got a guy that, that's in Europe that I've done a lot of work with, but I mean, at a point when the pressure gets too high on him, he folds up. Now I have to know that about him. I am not going to become great by hanging out with people that aren't great. I am not going to become great, and I'm not going to be great, and I'm not going to be enlightening, and I'm not going to be enlightening, a la help other people to be enlightened. If everyone around me is dull, not bright, mediocre, average, and accepting their fate. Oh, well, COVID really messed my life up. I took the shot. Well, I'm sorry. Okay, but like I can't take that shot back for you. First off, I don't know why you went and took the shot, but see, this is a problem. Okay, when 60% of the people took the shot, I didn't take the damn thing. I didn't even consider taking it. Not 1 second. It stuns me that people were talked into this. However, that just tells me some people are different than me. Some people are easy to be convinced, step in line. I, personally, I need people that step in line in my life for one reason, and only one reason. You know what that is? I only need people who fall in line and do what they're told to do for one reason and only one reason, and that is to know what not to do. You show me a time in history when those that followed the crowd won anything or did anything other than falling off the edge of the mountain, ending up in mediocrity and slavery, then I'll show you. But you just let me know, okay? But what part of history has people following mediocrity and they did well? You show me history where the audacious, the outrageous, the most extreme, those that chose to think rather than do, right? But what they thought were truths rather than toil in the gardens of life. Why is it the audacious and the writers become famous over time? Why is it the people that make the coolest, craziest, wildest music or the greatest poetry? Or why do they become famous? Like some of the art that's been left on this planet, man, extreme art, like Dali. People could have looked at Salvador Dali and said, yeah, that's not really art, man. Now, I find it to be fascinating art, okay? But I could see where a lot of people would look at that art and go, like, for me, Monet is not that great of a painting. But I just don't get the Monet paintings, right? They're beautiful. I just don't get that they're that beautiful. The point is, who cares? Like, these people became massively famous by just being unique, their own unique creature, right? Like, it's so clear to me sitting here. I'm like, wow, this is why I know I could become a great painter, because it's just about my desire to become a great painter and then to do that action. Okay. Which brings up another problem. Okay. As soon as you decide, I guarantee you, dude, as soon as you decide, like as soon as you decide once you get clear, watch what happens. All these people from your past and all these a whole group of other people will start finding you very attractive. First off, they're going to come in your life. You have to do this inventory very carefully. When you start doing IM and people start coming in your life, just wake up, okay? Like, it's amazing what happens. You have to observe, though. When you're doing the IMs, this is why I hit a wall 2 weeks ago, and people were like freaking out, going, "Hey, is Gary okay?" Dude, if you do IMs for 3 months, I guarantee you, in month 3 or 4, you're going to hit a wall, and the wall is going to be, "Oh shit, I can actually accomplish this. That's scary. Ooh, this is a lot of work. That's scary. Oh hell, what if I actually get what if I haven't even said I am big enough?" You start recognizing, shit, I could do a lot more here. It's scary, man. Okay, people, this is, you know, the more you upgrade, the more you upgrade. So you see, the more you upgrade, the more you upgrade. But like, if you don't upgrade, you're going to downgrade. That's why being around the people, man. I've had, um, how do I say this? I have had my most of my life. I have had people that did not like me. I mean, like that just really didn't like me. You know, I didn't feel like I was a part of the club. Especially like the first job, the first real job that I really felt a part of. None of the guys that worked there were my buddies. I mean, it wasn't like I was, but I've never had buddies at work where we went out and played and danced and whatever. We weren't like all buddy buddies, and I left everything behind me, man. When I left my little town and I went to work in the energy business, I left everything behind me. I didn't really have a lot of friends. I just knew that I wasn't going to survive in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I knew I was going to end up like I just had to leave. And I really encourage people, if you're lost, man, get out of your hometown. Okay. You will learn so much about who you are, especially if you're younger, and you have less, I was going to say less to lose. But the truth is, everyone has less to lose. Okay. By not finding out who you really are, it's going to be the greatest loss for you in this lifetime. Um, World would be so amazing if all you guys just did I am. We got 3,000 people here, 2,800 people here. I am, okay? Once you discover your I am, I can't do that for you, man. All I can do is do it for myself, and it's hard enough for myself, okay? Like I just told some people, it was so good for me. Some people that I own a interest in the company. I don't want to work every day, dude. Like I have no intention on running this business. I'm done with that part of my life where I'm running things. I don't want to do that. I want to do more creative stuff. I wish I could have done this when I was 30, but I wasn't disciplined enough. I wasn't mature enough. I didn't have enough experience. This is why, trusting, this is why I brought up hey, I let go from an airplane at 26 or 27. I didn't jump. People go, hey, I jumped out of an airplane. I did. You learn to let go. Letting go is different than jumping. Okay, letting go. It's very, very subtle, this is, okay? Is it letting go and then where's the action? Like, you guys are seeing me do action, man. Okay, I'm showing up here. This is all I have to do. See, it hit me 30 weeks ago or something. Whoa, church thing. I don't know why it hit me. Okay, but it hit me, and now there's 3,000 people in here, and this morning, last night, I'm like, I don't really want to go to church, dude. What am I going to talk about, right? I mean, I don't even consider it now. I got it, Gary. You don't want to go? Doesn't matter, dude. You've decided to go. Okay, this is why I set these dates up. As soon as I finish this, I'll go on StreamYard. Next Sunday, uh, March the March the 16th, we'll be talking about something. It burns the bridge from me going, well, I'm not doing, maybe not doing Sunday. It burns the damn bridge, dude. I'm a great bridge burner. I'm actually surprised I haven't talked about that. Like, to me, the greatest, well, this is going to be a short session because I think this is just like the data. The best thing you can learn to do is burn bridges behind you. And that's an old saying from a military. A general was asked once, he was invading a territory, and it was like, look, the odds of them winning were just 0 and 0. And he literally they land on the beach, and he had every ship that brought his team there burned. He lit all of the Navy ships on fire. And why did he do that? Because it gave them no chance to return, no chance to retreat, go 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 north, my friend. Okay, and conquer. Uh, Removing people from your life who no longer play a role in your life, who are no longer supportive of your life, who are no longer able to be who you need them to be for you to be who you are, they don't need to be in your life. It's just simple, okay? There are people that come into my life sometimes for 3 hours, sometimes for 30 years. I will tell you, it has been more likely that people come into my life for 3 hours than they do 30 years. I have really not uh, embrace fully the value that short-term people have brought to me in my life. And by short-term, I mean really short periods of time, coincidental experiences, coincidental events, short-term, 30 days, knew someone, meet a girl out of nowhere. She spends 2 days in my life, teaches me a lesson. A boss who's an absolute dick, but taught me some great lessons. A crazy wife that I picked that just got like wasted 12 years of my life. Now, am I going to sit here and bitch about all that stuff? Do you guys hear me angry and bitter? I sure hope not. Because the truth is, I bought a ticket to every one of those experiences, and I stayed in those experiences as long as I chose to stay in those experiences. So I either learn or I don't learn, but I'm not going to sit back and look at life and complain and bitch and blame other people. I bought the ticket, but I must have learned something, right? So if I was in that experience, then I should be able to learn something and not repeat it, or at least minimally help other people avoid the same mistake. I have to manage the people around me, man. I have to manage people's access to me. And anyone that I feel guilty about or shame, if I feel guilt about not having someone in my life, that's the first person I need to start looking at. Okay. I need to look at that person very closely and go, why is this person in my life? Why do I, is it positive? If it's not positive, you need to jettison them. I'm going to use an analogy here. Okay. A space rocket, one of Elon's rockets go up in space. As soon as they hit free orbit, I don't know exactly what that is, but as soon as that rocket gets into, almost as soon as it hits a low friction environment outside the atmosphere, what does it do? It jettisons off everything that got it there. First thing it does, man. First thing it does when it gets into high altitude is it jettisons off all the fuel and all the weight that got it there. Guess what? Family, grandma, culture, belief systems. Only the Italian, I'm Italiano. I mean, like all these things that we grow up with. I'm a Jewish guy. They're not even your baggage. It's somebody else's baggage. You're carrying around, believing is real, believing is true, believing has some state of, reality to bring forth a life that you really want. Most of those people don't have the life you want. Most of those people are really sad with the lives they have, right? And they're rationalizing and justifying. Most certainly, we don't have 30,000 audacious, crazy guys like me out there. And we should have those guys out there. We should be everywhere, man. We should be the celebrated, right? We should be rock gods, dude. Like rock gods in business, rock gods in medical, rock. Like we should be, really, 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 like athletes are valued so much, right? We should value other people who do great things, not just throw a football or hit a bucket. So I have to clean up those people around me. Just because you go to school and you're in junior high school or college, I mean, really, you think that the random shot at you joining Duke University puts you in front of the right people that you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life? I don't think so. I don't get it, man. I need to be around the people I'm around right now or not. I'll tell you something, okay? What I have found, I probably need less people around me than I thought I needed. In fact, I probably need a lot less people around me than I thought I needed. And I need less people around me for less periods of time. I actually need to be alone a lot. Because it is in that aloneness that I learn who I am. mean, it is near impossible for me to learn who I am around a woman. There is no chance I will be doing these paintings. Okay. If I'm around a woman who's, sexy and she likes to play and do fun things and hang out, it's going to be hard for me to spend 4 hours. This painting right here probably took me 30 hours, right? That's one. Do 100 of them. So how can I do 100 of them if I'm constantly getting taking naps and chilling and going on vacation and playing? See, her agenda is going to be different than mine. You see that? Also, the way we live today is so different than 300 years ago. We're plugged into all this stuff, man. If I keep this thing on, I'm not going to do that painting. I'm going to, if I watch trading charts on Bitcoin every day, knowing that I'm going to own Bitcoin for the next 10, 15 years, I'm wasting my time, man. That's noise. It's a negative noise. This is a very, very scary discussion for many, many people because they start looking around. And I'm just going to say the part that nobody really wants to talk about. When you start looking around, you realize how few people that there really, really to support you in your God likeness. Like really, I think that is what I am is. I am God, and I want to know how close to God can I be in this framework, in this reality. How close to emulating this concept of God can I get? Or am I just not going to care? I'm going to watch Ellen DeGeneres on TV and eat potato chips all day long and drink beer. It seems to me like there might be more value somewhere. Most certainly, we may look back and go, well, look, Gary did nothing on Sundays. Okay, cool. I did nothing on Sundays, but you know what? I tried. I showed up. And maybe 18 weeks from now, I'll look at this and go, wow, that was just a complete waste of time. Wasn't a waste of time for me. I've learned so much. It's unbelievable. Okay. Like I have done an excellent job of disconnecting from negative people. And I actually, it's taken me so long getting comfortable being alone. I mean, really, really. I don't know if you guys really, really, it's hard. Okay. But the more I do it, the more I'm like, hey, I don't need, I just need people to tell me, hey, bro, just keep going, dude. Keep going. And see, No Rose said, I embrace aloneness. I am learning that aloneness is very different than being lonely. Alone is not being lonely. I had to get comfortable with being alone, but not lonely. I only get lonely when I start thinking about the future. Like right this second, I am not lonely, but I am most certainly alone. But I mean, like way by myself. Most of the people that are in my life, once I bucket them, okay, so I have to be a little careful here. there are people in my life that I have made a decision that they're in the negative bucket. Okay. They live in the negative bucket. They are not coming out of that negative bucket. It is, they just got too much negativity. They're not going to change. That doesn't mean I never talk to them. It doesn't mean that I leave them. This is what you're struggling with. You're going, my mother is really negative. I shouldn't talk to my mom. Maybe true. However, you're grown up now. You're not 12. When you call your mom and she's negative, I'm not suggesting that you never call your mom, okay? I have people in my life that I call weekly, but I'm in control of it. I call them, hey, how you doing? Understand you had a surgery. You doing good? Yeah, I was just thinking about you. I got 3 minutes and I just wanted to call you and tell you I'm thinking about you. You're awesome. You're doing great. Well, I'm really in a lot of pain and gosh, they start, going down negative lane. I get to go, hey, you might want to take the pain medicine. Oh, got to go. You have a great day, okay? And then I end the call. I'm in control. I don't take their phone calls. I make the phone calls. I tell them, hey, what's up? You're doing good. Keep it up. Love you. Please don't call me anymore. I don't say that last part. You see what I'm saying, though? I get to control. Like I'm not telling you never talk to your mom. But if your mom is a negative influence, maybe never talk to your mom until you can put some control on her. Until you can put some control on her. How can you control what's coming into your mind if you can't control the people around you and what they're saying? Okay? Like, you don't tell me, like, if I have 30 people come in here and go, that's stupid fucking painting. If you don't think that's not going to impact me, okay, it is going to impact me. This is why I never ask anybody. I've had to learn this. I never ask people what they like in art. Like never. I don't even want to hear it. I asked my kid once and I completely changed the painting. She didn't like it. I'm like, well, I didn't do it for her. And this thing turned into a completely different painting, which may or may not be good. Okay. But why am I listening to anyone else? Why am I listening, dude? Who cares? Who cares? The only person that should care would be me. Hey, am I done with this or not? Okay, I think I'm done. I don't have anything else to add to that painting. Let's move on. It's not who I am. Oh, I have a failed business opportunity. Oh, wow, that's not who I am. Made a mistake. Learn from it, move on. I have an interest in a company and I noticed some behavior and I called the owner up. I told him this 3 years ago. Hey, you need to get rid of this lady. And I put up with it for 3 years, ran into the person, realized this lady hates me, called the guy up, fired it. It's not up for question, by the way. You're going to fire her. Why? Because she doesn't like me, dude. She doesn't like me. She doesn't trust me. She's got negative energy. I don't want her around me. I need people that are like, wow, I like this cat, dude. He's awesome. Or, hey, he's awesome, but he's probably in the wrong position. Okay. I can take that I'm not perfect. I can take a lot of support, but just not liking me. That would be like, get the freak away from me, man. Get out of my universe. So I'm literally just talking about taking me and making sure everything around me, all this stuff that came in my package, Dad, Mom, all those views. Okay. Hey, do I ever do an inventory and take a look in this black box? Or am I just going to keep stacking shit in this black box and living my life and wondering why it's getting heavier and heavier and I'm getting slower and I'm getting less functional and less everything, more frustrated. And then I just go, fuck it, I'm not going to do anything. And I'm empty. I'm like a battery with no juice. And for those of you guys that feel right now like you're a battery without any juice, you're calling it depression or whatever, you just don't know what your purpose is, man. You're living other people's purposes, I think. That's why the battery feels so empty. Can you imagine? It's a cool thing about being an identical twin, and identical twin with a famous guy, I guess, is can you imagine me trying to live my life the way my twin brother lives? Now, just think for you guys that know my brother or think you know my twin brother and think you know me, can you imagine me? I mean, Aiden knows me a little bit. Some of you guys have gotten to know me a little bit on. Can you imagine me being uh it, look, it's just not, they're different lives, man. They are different lives. Okay. So step one, I am. Do it. I am. And then start figuring out, you're going to start figuring out, hey, look, I can't write down I am great. Ooh, dude, when you start, I am, see, this is why I always say, hey, I am. I've done this like you're not going to discover anything I haven't discovered on I am, and the next line is hard to write. Dude. You'll start having your dad pop up in your brain, okay, and go, "You're not great. I'm a great artist." Who? When? Who are you talking about, bro? Like there's all kinds of noise back here. See, I think that I'm a collection of things. I am not just one thing. I am a collection, a composite of who knows how many messages I have adopted over my life. I am. No Rose says, "Hey, post it in your mirror, dude." I think an awesome thing to do is I am on a mirror, and you just fill it in every time you're brushing your teeth. And then when you get some balls, and you can write, I am a great leader, and your housekeeper gets to see it, and your children get to see, I am beautiful, I am alive, I am healthy, I am a billionaire, I am winning, I am a winner. And then you got to surround this mission, I am, around other people who want that mission to be the same. I'm challenging that it cannot be the people you showed up to the circus with. Those people all have their own agenda, man. They all have their own purpose, their own goals in life, their own confusion they're living through. It required me to go through extreme pressure to become the person I am. I do not believe that I would be talking to you today had it not been for the death of my father when I was 8 or 9 years old. No chance. And the trauma that came with that. And the trauma that came from my mother adapting a particular skill or process by which she would raise, 5 kids, 3 of which were minors, boys. It required that stress, right? That confusion, that like, oh wow, that was really painful, man, really painful. But life is painful. Okay, life is painful. It is full of pain, man. It is full of learning and becoming anti-fragile. It becomes there isn't anything you're ever going to look. You look in that mirror and go, I am, and answer the question, okay? You will never finish that question because it just continues to expand. And you continue to expand, okay? And this is why looking at the people, this whole session today, it's not enough to do I am. if I go buy a beautiful car or a beautiful plane, or like, do I treat it the way I used to treat something else, or do I treat it like it's a beautiful new plane? If I buy a car that can do 300 miles an hour, do I hang out with other guys that can do 30, or do I hang out with other cars that do 300? If I want to become a billionaire or a millionaire, do I hang out with people that have $10,000 and work at McDonald's or drug dealers? No, probably not. If I want to get married, do I go to the strip club every night? If I want to improve, am I reading trash novels or am I reading books of information? Intelligence, reaching out, studying philosophy, studying history, looking back. Hey, there must be a story here. There must be more for me to obtain about what's going on this planet. I am a great man. I am a student of life. I will learn. I am learning what I need to learn. I'm full of information, full of leadership, full of intelligence, and knowing when to do something, and knowing and having the faith to continue to do it, even if you don't know why you're doing it. Like, why am I doing this? I don't know why I'm doing this. I really do not. Other than I feel obligated, and it's important for me to tell you this. It's important for me to say this. I am here because I am being told to be here. I cannot explain to you why I'm here. I never in a million years would have said Gary would be doing Sunday church. In fact, the guy that does some of my editing, I haven't paid the guy in 2 weeks. All the camera stuff I do on Bitcoin and stuff like that, on finance, and he hadn't even done anything. He said, "Hey, I realize you seem more interested in doing the stuff on the Sunday stuff." And like, literally, we haven't done anything. I felt terrible because I hadn't paid him. He said I didn't owe him anything, but he said, "Hey, Gary, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing the Sunday stuff? And why are you doing what is your goal here?" And I said, "Dude, I don't know what my goal is. All I know is that I need to be here on Sundays. And I also know that I have a skill of communicating a particular message, and people seem to get in line with it for the most part. And therefore, there is no real rational reason other than my little weird ego, my little inferiority, my insecurity to not do this. If there was 30 people showing up here, I probably wouldn't be doing it. There are 3,500 people here. Can I be irresponsible and look at the facts? There's 3,500 people in here. Let's say that half of you are robots. I have no clue. But my God, man, 1,700 people? 1,700 people are trying to improve. There's probably 5,000 people trying to improve. In fact, there should be 35,000 people in here. That's the truth. And there will more likely be 35,000 people here than zero one day. I mean, seriously. Okay, so this is the goal this week. I don't care if you do it on your whole mirror in your bathroom. Dude, you guys, I am a genius. I'm a billionaire, okay? And then start circling mom. Is mom part of this or not? Is dad part of it? If he's not, dude, start managing the communication. I ain't calling my dad up and going, "Hey, dad, check Bitcoin price out." You're still into that shit, dude? I don't talk to my dad about Bitcoin. Why would I do that? One, he's dead. Okay, but why would I do that? I don't need to talk to my dad about Bitcoin. What are you trying to do? Get validation from daddy that you're doing the right thing? Come on, man. You don't need validation. Call me up. I can give you better validation than your dad can on your Bitcoin holdings. I don't ask my wife about investment decisions, by the way. You guys, why do you ask people that don't know shit? Okay? Do you go to your dad and go, hey, look at my fastball? He's not a baseball guy. Go to a baseball pro. If you're going to go to an investment advisor, why would you ask your wife about Bitcoin? Hey, honey, you want to do a 97% allocation? If that's your job, dude, go do your job. If you guys have agreed to agree on every investment decision, awesome. I don't listen to people about investment decisions unless they have investment advice and they're professionals. My point being, I don't go to doctors for, let's say I have a headache. I don't go to a back doctor, right? I don't go to a foot doctor. I have a freaking headache, man. Okay, can you please tell me why I have a headache and let's fix it? There must be something wrong with my head. I don't go to a shrink. I don't go to my wife, hey, honey, wow, man, I'm really having this bad headache. Can you give me some medication? You guys ask for advice from idiots. And by idiots, I mean people that are not well equipped. It would be like you asking me advice on, string theory. I don't know anything about string theory. I can barely spell it. Don't ask me. Well, here we are again, hour and a half session, 3,600 people. I'm better for this. I am a better human being for doing this. I got to tell you, I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm going to end with one thing. And this one thing is it's not the I came into this world alone. This has taken me a long freaking time to figure out. I tell you what, it's taken me every day of my life. I came on this planet alone, completely alone. And I will most certainly leave this planet and leave this body completely alone. There is no, I don't think there's anything other than aloneness, in fact. Maybe all of it's just like, maybe it's anyway, if you feel alone and you feel like, hey, look, I need people to help me, with my vision, no one's going to be able to do that but you. This exercise literally will, like for you guys that are sitting there going, hey, I don't have an answer, and you feel like you're digging into concrete, well, you probably are. Okay, because your most of your existence has been just be mediocre, man. Be gray. Okay, I'm asking you to break into that concrete of everything you showed up with today. You didn't show up on this planet with a bunch of bullshit knowledge. Okay, but you got a bunch of bullshit knowledge now. What are you going to do to figure it out? You got to chip through that concrete to figure out what's underneath it. We have to break through that, man. Okay, in order to get back to the analogy of planting the garden, by the way, you're the garden. Your garden is either full of insects and rats and evil, or it's clean. Butterflies, mosquitoes, all types of different organisms moving things around, bees, worms, full of life, man, changing, but you're losing leaves. Do you look at a plant when you lose some leaf and go, oh, wow, it's really a loser? Or when the rose, explodes and then it goes through its cycle, do you look at it and go, oh wow, you're a loser, dude? Like your garden is just not producing perfect flowers that stay perfect every day. Well, gosh, maybe you should go to Harrods and buy some fake flowers. Okay, but this garden will require a lifetime of toiling, a lifetime of fertilization, a lifetime of watering, and you can't keep planting the same plant there. You're gonna get bored, and the soil is going to get eviscerated. It's going to get destroyed. You have to keep. You see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous for us to think that here we are is using 3 or 4% of our mental capacity, and we don't want to do any work. And we wonder why other people are president of the United States, and we're sitting here, worrying about what the law is going to be or what the tax is or whatever. It's your garden, man. It's not my garden. Okay. All I know is that when there are other gardens around me that look really, really, really cool, when my neighbors start putting up Christmas lights and they really go out of their way, I want to do the same thing, dude. So I'm begging you for me, okay? Clean your garden, clean your mind, start planting things there, and keep bad people out of your garden. Keep bad thoughts out of your garden. Keep bad fertilizer out of your garden. Quit believing that you don't have to water it. Read stuff that fertilizes the mind. Make sure did you decide what kind of garden you're going to have? That's the first mistake. Just decide what kind of garden you're going to be, okay? We're going to end on that. I'm going to be a monster garden, bougainvilleas, really beautiful, fragrant lilies, exploding roses, freaking giant butterflies and bees and mystery. Life is mystery, guys. Life is a mystery, and most certainly digging into your own adventure, your own book, your own story. There will be no greater mystery for you or me to experience in this lifetime. We're anyway. I would beg you to decide what type of garden you're going to have. And in fact, a good little trick is to go plant a garden and use that garden or a tree. Like I'm getting ready to do some bonsais. I do a lot of stuff around life, okay? You go plant your own garden and you start thinking, oh, okay, that's Gary's garden right there. Gary's garden here and Gary's garden in the physical universe. Oh, wow, interesting. Okay. Gary's garden and painting. Like I got a painting outside. I just keep walking right past it. It needs finishing. It's a lot, probably 4 hours of work, but it's in my face. Okay. And then get rid of the people in your life. I don't care if they're girlfriends, boyfriends, if they're a wife, dude, if they're negative, cut it. Okay. Cut it. Carterize negativity from your life, and you're going to be much better. Fill this box up with beauty, okay? Fill yourself up with beauty. Thank you guys very much. Hopefully this was a fun, good show. People got something out of it. One last thing. This is the only charge I have for this, okay? I beg you. I don't beg you. I'm instructing you now as a way for you to stay in exchange with me for my little hour and a half. Please go help somebody. Go do something nice for someone. Call your mom up, call your boyfriend up, call an ex-boyfriend, an ex-husband, an ex-whatever, okay? Somebody you did something to that you didn't really feel good about. Something, if you owe somebody some money, dude, call them up and show up to their door with some flowers, a bottle of wine. Tell them you did something wrong to them and that you're sorry. okay? Or do something nice for someone. I received an email from a man who I haven't heard from in 10 years. He said, "Hey, listen, I just watched one of your Sunday deals, and I am so sorry for what I did to you, dude. You did not deserve that." And I knew it. I knew he screwed me around 10 years ago. Never talked to the guy, cut him. Cut. When I cut you, dude, I don't tell anybody. I just cut. I don't, oh, I'm unfollowing Bob. That's immature, okay? It's actually bitter and childish. But when you get an email from somebody 10 years later going, dude, I am really sorry. You did not deserve that. I know I'm starting to make an impact. And that's really, really cool. And I don't even need the impact. You may not get this feedback for years. Who cares? You're following who you are. You are who you are. I am who I am. And I am better today than I was yesterday. And I will be much bigger and better tomorrow than I am today because of you guys and because of what we're doing here. Thank you very much. Love you and have a awesome, awesome, awesome Sunday and an even better week. We're coming into the end. Like here we are, March the 9th, 12 days to the old man's birthday. 12 days. Vernal equinox, March 21st, first day of spring. Going to be exciting. Thank you, guys.